No student loan has been referred to collections since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans.
The Trump administration is making it clear if you have a federal student loan and you are in default with that loan, they are going to send you to collections. But it's not the kind of collections you think. I've been warning you this was coming in several videos this week, and I've been seeing a lot of you in the comments saying things like, who cares if they send me to collections? They can't legally take anything from me. Oh, my friends, you misunderstand. This is not some random collections agency we're talking about. This is the Treasury Department's collections program, and it doesn't matter what state you live in. The Trump administration said they're going to get their money.
Borrowers will now be clearly expected to repay their loans, and those who default on their loan obligations will face involuntary collections. The government can and will collect defaulted federal student loan debt by withholding money from borrowers, tax refunds, federal pensions, and even their wages.
So is this legal? How can they do this? Yes, absolutely, it is legal, especially if you are in default of a federal student loan. And how can they do this? Well, they can do it through the Treasury Department's offset program. It's basically like the federal government's internal collections agency. And just like the press secretary said, if your student loans are in default, they will take any money you get, as in your tax refund, they will take your salary, they will take your Social Security payments, or they will take your federal contractor or vendor payments. The offset program doesn't play. If you are referred to offset, they will go after you for as little as $25. So if your student loan debt is in default, more than $25, you're going to qualify for this.
This is unsustainable, unfair, and a huge liability for American taxpayers. Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans? The Trump administration will never force taxpayers to pay student loan debts that don't belong to them.
So how much can the offset program legally take from you? Well, according to the Treasury Department's website, they are legally allowed to take 100% of your federal tax refund and could possibly also take parts of your state tax refund, up to 15% of your Social Security benefit, and up to 100% of any other money that you may receive from your state. Then if you don't have any of that, as you heard the press secretary say, by the end of this summer, they're going to start garnishing your paycheck. That means the federal government will take a portion right out of your paycheck before your employer even gives it to you. Those garnishments aren't just a one-time deal. According to the Treasury Department, those garnishment payments will continue until your debt is paid or until you get your loan out of default and into compliance. So how do you make sure you don't deal with the offset program? Well, first, you need to figure out if your student loan is in default. If your federal student loan is not in default, you do not have to worry about this. But if your federal student loan is in default, you need to get on this right now. First, you should know that you are not alone. According to the Department of Education, more than 5 million student loan borrowers are currently in default, and 4 million additional student loan borrowers are in late-stage delinquency and on the road to default. So there's a lot of you. And there are things you can do to get yourself out of default. 1, you can make a monthly payment. 2, you can enroll in some kind of income-driven repayment program. Or 3, you can sign up for some kind of loan rehabilitation. There's a whole debt resolution website through the Department of Education to help you figure out what the best option for you really is. So if you want more information about all of this, I'm going to email it all out to you tonight in my Fax HQ email, so make sure you sign yourself up.